What's good, my boy? Today's whole premise behind the video is going to be centrally focused on like my autistic time management habits and productivity, if you will. Now, the first and foremost thing I want to state is the best way to be productive is to not waste fucking time watching things about productivity. It truly is to shut the fuck up, quit being a bitch, and get some fucking work done. But that's easier said than done. And if you're still watching it at this point, I guess I'll just entertain this. And really, this is just kind of like me being even more autistic and organizing the way I do organization into a fucking video that I can come back and look at. So, yeah. First, let's talk about fucking Cal Newport. Cal Newport is like a little fucking goblin, right? He's cool and all, but he's a pussy. Not in the sense of like I don't fuck with him. I like his video. I like his deep work book, and I like his time blocking. That's about it. He doesn't really seem to do anything that's like super physically demanding besides maybe like a little fucking kettlebell workout or some shit like that. So I would really take his advice with a grain of salt. But to touch on the time blocking thing, it is the most useful and effective tool. I talked a little bit about power lists, and I talk about lists and different shit like that. Discard that information. That was horse shit that came out of my mouth. Time blocking, if you utilize it the way I utilize it, is I don't like, it's 7:32. I'm 2 minutes late to my time block task for 7:30. You can't do it like that. You have to just like, I plan out my day. There's two major things that I do that I really like, that I gained this insight from him. First one is that I just write out the like chunks of time. So like 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, little lunch hour in between, wood shop, 4-hour chunk of time doing this, 2-hour chunk of time doing this, all these things in the morning. Like that, I don't sit there and look at it really that much throughout the day, but the process of writing it down in time signatures reaffirms the routine to me. Second thing that I really like about it is he mentions this thing of weekly planning, and I don't do it like how he does, where shit that I already know I'm gonna fucking do and spend time in, I won't write it down. I utilize the weekly planning as like extra things, like clean your barbecue pit, do this thing, clear out some storage in this fucking hard drive, do this. Just things that might take me like 30 minutes to an hour. I'll find a space, I'll write them down for the weekly plan, and they might get done, they might not get done. But if I have extra time, instead of doing some bullshit, I'll probably look at my weekly plan and pick out a task and go do it. So that's that. I'm gonna finish this workout, and then I'll probably continue the topic once I get into the wood shop later. Yeah. One last little thing that I know I came in real hard, heavy hitting on the boy Cal Newport. I don't hate him. What I really meant to say was like, he's one of these nerds where like they spend their entire day on a fucking computer and keyboard, and it's usually like one solitary task on one subject, and it's like the other thing they might do is like teach a class or give a fucking keynote speech, right? And that's hard in its own right. That's difficult. That there's some challenge to it, but it's not the same thing as doing like fucking 3 or 4 different projects in one day with like different levels of physicality and completely different things. Like for me, I have to truly be autistic about this shit if I want to get things done, because like one part of my day is I'm like fucking handcrafting furniture. Another half of my day another quarter of my day is that I'm like trying to learn, because I'm not as fluent with it yet, but learning how to make music and process and mix and master and all these different categories in it, which are like 3 different things in their own right. And then another quarter of that would be like these videos that I'm taking more seriously, and like editing and organizing and blah 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 blah. And then another fucking quarter on top of that could be well, it's not like a full amount of time as the rest, but like my paintings and artistic shit, family, balance, all that stuff, free time. And I know it seems like I'm spreading myself thin here, but I have a pretty good balance between all of them. Most of my time goes to the wood shop, then a little bit less at the music, and then a good amount at the other level. But I just wanted to make that quick state that quick thing. I don't hate the man, but it is truly different. It is a different thing that you have to balance out whenever you're trying to attempt something artistic, something physical, some of these things, because it's not the same thing in the slightest as like writing a fucking novel on your computer. So yeah, what it do, my boy? Getting in the wood shop a little late this morning, but fuck it. I've got a couple things I gotta do in here today. First thing, I gotta change the blades on this motherfucker. Let me see if I can rotate it and find it. It's got these helical teeth. Yeah, there it is. See that one? I fucked up and ran something through it that chipped it. But I bought these little blades on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. So next topic that I want to talk about in terms of like the autistic productivity is I'll show you my backpack. Now, me showing you this backpack, this productivity pack, if you will, is more vulnerable than Nikocado Avocado showing his brown little starfish to you boys. And this is pretty much my way of doing that to y'all. I know it's a little weird for me to use the analogy of a brown man showing his butthole to me showing you my productivity pack. But, whatever. Let me set you boys up in this little gimbal. Gimbal. Can you see me? Ooh. There I am. So, I've had this backpack since like 10th grade in school. North Face, just slight flex. First thing you'll find in the productivity pack is the glass water bottle. We on that fuck BPA, fuck microplastic game. Next is this little queer pouch. Inside of this pouch, the contents, little mechanical pencil shit. I like this because it's got a white colored thing in it. It's pretty good for marking up wood, as well as if I figure out like I'm gonna draw something up, I'll use it. Don't really end up using it that often though. Second thing in here, GoPro Hero 9 fucking workhorse. Then I got some Casey Neistat level organization right here with my little SD card pouch. Things to use because the GoPro uses a micro SD card. So I use these little adapters. I got a regular one in here, and the actual micro SD is in the GoPro, and the rest of them I lost them. Can't fucking find them. So that's that pouch, the front pouch. The field notes, that needs to go in my pocket actually. I like these big green Sharpies, or not even green. Well, what are we gonna find? I ain't got no other colors in here, but normally I got like an assortment of colors because I'm like on that like 5th grade doodling girl type shit. Next is the torch lighter that needs fuel for cigars, pipes of the sorts. And the next, which I should probably be using right now because the audio quality is probably ass, but is the Rode Go 2. It's what your boy Sam Solik uses. Makes like $300,000 a month with it. Let's get into these nice little side pockets. In the side pockets, I got my AirPods with just one pod in it because I lost the other ones helping my grandparents move. Next, probably need to put one of these pouches in here right now, is the juice. secret sauce to genius living. If Albert Einstein was still alive, he would be on that road type shit. And then that's all for the side pockets. Next is I keep these are what I meant by legal notepads for time blocking. And I guess since I got it out, I'll just go over a little bit of time blocking shit with you guys. So, can you see that? Okay, so I just date it. In the morning, I get my reading. I don't know why, I just put coffee on there because it makes sense. Journal and I meditate, so I'd read for an hour, write down some daily fucking shit or whatever I'm feeling like at the time. And then I just set like a 10 to 20 minute timer on my phone and just sit there in silence. Then I got like a basic diction of what my day will consist of. And big important thing here is you want this shit to be extremely simplified. Like I don't have like a million different things, even though I'm gonna do a lot more. And I have like smaller categorized things that I do in each one of these. I'm not gonna write that shit out because it just ruins it. It gets too clusterfucked. You need it simple. Next thing now, well, I'll save these for later. Chargers, iPhone chargers, a must. Keep that in the pouch. GoPro attachments for a tripod. And I guess we'll just get into the actual meat and potatoes of how I stay organized. Cameron from the past here, just in case I forget to mention this, because I know that I'm going to end up showing off my little fucking Dora the Explorer backpack. And I want to talk about, now, I have 50 acres here, and I got pretty much everything running around this 50 acres that I use and that I need. So anywhere I go around this place, I'll carry this fucking backpack like Dora the Explorer going on a fucking adventure, right, my boy? But I'm not an autist. I'm not that big of an autist where I'm gonna bring my fucking backpack around in public like fucking Kanye West in 2006 or something. I'll carry one of these handy dandy notebooks. $2 on Amazon, little field notes. I go to the movies, I go to the fucking grocery store, I go out to a bar, I go anywhere. I'll carry one of these things, and guess what? The autism doesn't stop there. Because if I got an idea, I have to categorize it, right? I have to put, is this video idea? Is this a woodshop idea? Is this a music idea? Or is this just a basic task? Now, if it's a basic task, I won't label it. But if it is a specific thing, I'll put like music and then write the idea down, or put woodshop and write the idea down. Or most frequently, I don't really get ideas for those things out in public. It's mainly like a video thing, observation or whatever. And I'll put video and write the idea. I just figured in case I forgot, I'd make that sentiment there so you boys don't think I'm fucking walking around here wearing a backpack as a grown man in public. All right, this part of the video is like my computer file type thinking that I do whenever it comes to like organizing my thoughts. So like I said, I do 3 or 4 major different tasks, right? Throughout the day, I have 3 or 4 major interests, and I've experimented in different ways with how to gain a balance in them all, how to stay consistent in them all, and how to get shit done in them all, right? So, my way for that is through these like journals. So this one, now this is some gay shit that I did. I'm not proud of it. It is some soy boy shit. But I sticker bombed this, and you could just guess, this is my music notebook. All my ideas for music, song lyrics, things I want to learn and get better at. Whenever I do my deliberate practice, I'll take notes on what I need to improve on in here. But I don't, for the most part, it's mainly just like lyrics and shit like that with the dates, song titles, blah, blah, blah. Next are these 3. So I got one for the wood shop. Now, I have like a dedicated clipboard with one of these pads on there that I use to sketch out my ideas. It's over there by that saw. But I might draw a little image before I fully flesh out the dimensions and do all of that shit. I'll put like money, cost things, different types of woods, different tools I see that I want to buy, things that I need to fix. Like I've mentioned that I got to fix that joiner today. I put that in here, so my brain didn't get all disjointed, and I bought some of these fucking blades. I bought the blades because I remember to do it. I remember to do it because I wrote it down in this fucking book, and it's separate than all of these books. And I don't remember if I made a clip or not, but I do not write in one of the, say I'm like fucking can't find the journal or whatever, I will not write in any of these journals, the different categories, a different thing. Like I won't write a video thing in the wood shop one or a music thing this. I just won't do it because it throws off my brain and fucks me up. Next one that I have is the video journal. Now I don't script any of these videos. I kind of just like to improv off the cuff type shit. But what I will do, what I've done in the past, what I sometimes do is I make bullet points to kind of structure it where it's not just like a schizophrenic ramble, which whenever I watch my own videos back, that's what they come off to as me. But some of you people out there are nice enough or fuck with your boy enough where I guess it's coherent. So I'll just date it like this one. This is today's video, 5/3/24, Autistic Productivity and Time Management, label it. I got writing like a fucking doctor, but I just got the different bullet points. Like I wanted to do the time block talk, want to talk about diet, got some other things. I got the notebook thing, show off the backpack. I got a bunch of different topics, which you'll see later on in this video that I'm going to try to timestamp. Then on top of that, I write down like, sometimes I'll do like tasks or rules that I want to have, or like a general repeatable formula for these videos, or things I want to do for them, like timestamp or shit like this. Sometimes it gets done, sometimes it doesn't. And now this one, this really does to me feel like some Nikocado avocado showing his butthole type shit, because I must have been in like a really, really gay frame of mind whenever I made these journals, because this one says Cameron Arthur, Sporadic Thoughts, Ideas, and Tasks 2023. What a title. And this is just what it says: Sporadic Thoughts, Ideas, and Tasks. I have a lot of my older videos whenever I was more into the fancy editing type thing that I wrote in here. I got some sketches. Look at that. That's so cool. I sketched a fucking Demogorgon. Fucking golly. Just random shit. Tasks. A lot of it is just like whenever I used to be in my period where I didn't time block a lot of things, but I just wrote down tasks. I got upside down writing and all sorts of shit. Real sporadic thoughts and ideas. So that's pretty much my system for my journals. I feel like it's highly important if you do a multitude of things and you're not just like Cal Newport, one task, fucking being over at the computer writing. If you're doing like a bunch of different things, carry these with you and make sure you organize it like files. The boy Samuel Hyde, Sam Hyde, MDE, World Peace, that guy. I'll show you my files later. I pretty much copy and pasted his method, and it works like a dream. And it was the first thing that gave me the inkling of how important organization is. It's literally like the separating factor between you having success and not, because if you're not organized, it's literally just like some schizophrenic jargon all over the place and you got to search for it. And whenever this was my first one that I did like early in 2023, and it worked. I kept this one little journal with me, I must have saw like it was a dude with this like fancy looking mustache. I watched this YouTube video where it was like talking about like replace your iPhone with a journal. So I did that. And before that, I just wrote it down in my notes on my iPhone. And it works for like small little tasks like fold your fucking laundry or something like that. But what it doesn't really seem to work for is like actually important structure and things. Whenever you start doing the time blocking and sticking to a routine, it's just too out there and sporadic, okay? So started the journal. It worked better than the notes. It was more of a serious thing, but there still was like a missing key element to all these different things that I was doing. So that's the journaling thing. I'm gonna get some work done in the wood shop, and let me see what my next topic of conversation, because I got a good amount that I'm gonna talk about in this video. So where is it? Let me find it. See how easy it is? It's like I'm sorting through files on a computer. I'll talk about one of these things, and I'll see you boys there. Oh, one last little thing that I really want to talk about that fits in perfectly so I can mark it off on my notebook is using tools that you like is highly important. All the tools in the shop I've kind of curated and organized around to things I use the most, and I've replaced some of them with things that I really like. But one key thing that goes along with the journaling and all that stuff is these pens, these notebooks. You can get them in a pack of 3 for like $10 on Amazon. And I titled them too. That was one thing I left off. But they come with these like shitty little pens that literally feel so bad to write in. They like make me not even want to write really. But I like these. These are like that Japanese fucking type shit. Micron pens. I love writing with them. And I even go so autistic that I like certain numbers. I like the number 02 and the number 08. Those are my favorite ones to write with. So I replace them, and I use tools I like. And that is a very important thing, because when you use tools you like, it makes you want to actually do it and use it, and makes it like a fun little creative thing whenever you're actually enjoying the process, and not just like, man, fuck, I gotta use this stupid pen. This shit sucks. So that's one thing. Changing out this little helical blade on this son of a bitch, my boy. Look, she all new and clean and looking good. It worked out. So the next thing that I want to talk about in this video is taking the guessing work out. Now, this is something that I've talked about in nauseam before, but pretty much what it entails is certain things that are like habitual that you know you're going to do every day, like working out, diets, eating habits, self-improvement practices that aren't like, you don't have to like focus intensely on or anything like that. I like to take the guessing work out of them. For one, I have all these topics listed down in my in the video topic, so I'll just go through them real quick. First is like fashion. Your boy ain't Virgil Abloh, Kanye West, wanting to be the fucking Louis Vuitton Don out here. I wear these 100% cotton because I'm kind of on this holistic minded type shit. But I wear these just like black t-shirts every day. I got like 10 or 12 of them. Some of them got paint stains on them that I'll wear whenever I'm doing messy shit. Some of them are nicer and better quality, and I'll wear them out. Then I'll just cycle through, depending on the weather, a pair of jeans, a pair of jogging pants, or a pair of like shorts. Cheaper the better. And I'll just wear that, cycle through the 3 pairs of shoes. I ain't out here spending $200 on a pair of Jordans. I got them Adidas Stompers and or a pair of boots or whatever. And it just takes out all the thinking. Pretty much like SpongeBob. That would be my methodology and philosophy on it, is just dress like SpongeBob. The next thing I like to take the guessing work out of is diet. I've talked again ad nauseum about this shit. where I pretty much eat the same things every day. My diet pretty much just consists of beef, potatoes, some vegetables, onions, shit like that. Yogurt, if I want something sweet and delectable, some yogurt, blueberries, maple syrup, real nice. Eggs. I'm kind of getting on this kick where instead of spending time making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'll just eat around like 2 o'clock and cook like a pound of ground beef, some potatoes and eggs all into one thing, and just eat it for breakfast or for lunch and dinner. I weigh out all my food. That might be another autistic thing that most people wouldn't want to do, but it really simplifies everything down whenever I can just know and not have to stress out or think about it. It helps my brain functionally do all these other things. So diet, fashion, hygiene, brush your fucking teeth, take shower. I'm not really going to delve deep into that. Certain things that I've just built habits doing, certain products that I like, again, using tools that I like. Another category would be like self-improvement habits. I showed you on the time blocking thing where I pretty much utilize that first 2 hours of the day chunk of time to get all of my self-improvement habits out of the way. Starting, wake up, whatever I'm interested in. I don't try to do this Lex Friedman book a week shit. Might take me a month to read one book, but I put a whole hour in the morning. The first thing I do after I make coffee is start reading a book that I'm interested in. Right now, it's the Scott Adams Failing book. I know he's had some racial controversy lately, but that is a pretty good book nonetheless. And then right after that, I have a little journal where I'll just write down whatever I'm thinking about that day. To, again, be like Nikocado Avocado showing his butthole, I'll just kind of think about what I wrote about this morning, which was I want to spend a little bit more time on videos. I want to structure them better. I want to be a little bit more organized with all these things. And that was pretty much the consensus of the page I wrote about this morning. Then that normally takes me 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even a little less, maybe 2 minutes. And then I just set a timer on my phone for 10 or 20 minutes, depending on how much shit I got to get done that day. And I'll just sit there in silence and do the meditating thing. People say it works. After I do it, I feel a little bit better, more clear-headed. So maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Not a scientist, but I do that. And then I go straight outside to the gym, because I do like to work out, and in the past I've been like hyper focused on the gym type stuff, but it's not like one of my major goals to be a gym bro nowadays. I feel like if you want to be natural and be the swollest dude, you kind of have to focus on that and live that type of lifestyle 100% of the time. And for me, it's just not a thing that I can consistently think about and do. So I just have a little workout plan. I get to check the boxes off every day. Takes me about an hour. After that, all that self-improvement shit is done. Now I just move on to actually important work that I want to get done for the day. So diet, clothing and hygiene, and self-improvement shit, I just simplify it all, because those are all topics on your own that you can go so deep down a rabbit hole with that it'll consume and use up all of your important time to actually get things done. So truly be cognitive, or truly be cognizant, whatever the fuck the word is, truly be aware, there you go, of these things. Find out what's the most important for you and balance it. Because like Alex Hormozy, as much as like I'm starting to dislike him with how scammy he seems nowadays, his whole routine philosophy on like don't spend your whole day thinking about red light sauna and all this shit that these podcast bros who have nothing but time and have already achieved their life's purpose, so now they just get to like talk about podcast shit and host podcasts like your Rogans, Theo Vaughns, all these people who are like 30 to 40, and all they get paid to do is do a podcast and talk about what they've done in the past or what they're currently doing. They can incorporate and really focus about all those things. But for me and the average person out there that are just trying to grind and make something of themselves, I wouldn't put too much focus on it. 2 hours for me, even thinking about it, is still a lot of time that I might end up adjusting in the future, but we'll see. This morning, I had a whole workout plan, but I got a late start because I kind of got off of my time block and started organizing and cleaning up the storage on my computer. And then I only had like 30 to 40 minutes to work out, so I just did a really quick circuit thing to get a pump and get the blood flowing, and it worked perfectly. I felt good. I'm not gonna hyper focus on like, man, I'm not optimizing muscle growth, because that's not, I wanna be swole, I wanna get the muscles right, but it's not, I want to get this wood business going and make music that I'm proud of and share my ideas online more than that, okay? So that's a little bit of the section on taking the guessing workout. What's good, my boy? I figured out something cool and small to build while I wait on some shit to arrive to work on the big table. And I thought about these guitar picks. I got several different types of hardwood, and they don't take too long. I'll go over and show y'all the process of making one of these son bitches. Pretty chill. So I just come over here to the good bandsaw. Just put one on the wood. These are some of the failures that I tried to do. Alright, so just put it on this. Well, I want it a little big at first. Fuck. Okay, pattern's all kind of messed up, but oh well. Then just boom, there's the rough cut. Then I just come over here, still a little fucked up. I just come on. 3 different guitar picks. Pretty cool. So you take this mixture, old-fashioned, linseed oil, mineral spirits, polyurethane, equal coats of all 3. Don't spill it all over the place like your boy. And juice them bitches up, boy. Get that juice up in them motherfuckers. Ooh, she wet. Ooh, she nasty. On my hipster shit, boys. Today was pretty successful in the wood shop. I didn't record a good bulk of fixing that bandsaw back there. It was like probably 6 months ago where I just like was cleaning off a bunch of this shit, right? I documented it in these videos, and I turned this on, plugged it in the power. I had to uncover it with all this shit on it. And bro, that shit was fucking crazy. I just flipped the button, all this fucking red plastic just and just spits out. Then I didn't touch it for another 6 months. And then finally I started getting more and more ideas, and I wanted to start making these tobacco pipes. I'm trying to find a good place to buy bulk briar wood, but just kind of try to come up with a unique spin and shit like that on them, because I think it's cool. I already built an ashtray. I kind of scuffed it up because the inside was a lot more challenging getting it milled without the tools really required. My drill press, that son of a bitch takes 20 minutes to run one Forstner bit through something. You just have to, it keeps getting stopped because it don't have that much power. So it'll be upgraded eventually. But truly, today's main goal was to finish the ashtray and finish the little table. I'm still waiting on some tools to start on my big giant outdoor coffee table thingamajig. So in the meantime, my goal was to come up with a bunch of small things that I could build, possibly sell and ship to people who fuck with me on here. And so far, my main 3 or 4 ideas are pipes, ashtrays. I like the guitar pick thing. I was gonna do like pedal boards as well, like some nice maple pedal boards or some shit. And then I wanted to build some sort of like pick holder. I have a bunch of little ideas. A lot of them are music related, smoking related, just like some cool little things, knickknacks and doodads to have. But yeah, pretty successful in here. I still got about 30 more minutes of time to mess around. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to plan out this pedal board and get it sketched out. I can't realistically make it yet because I ran out of Titebond, the glue, for those who aren't really that informed on it. But yeah, I'll see you boys probably later once I get into the studio. I wanted to document and show my process of organizing files on a computer. I feel like that'd be pretty useful, and they're not original ways of organization. I got them from that Sam Hyde dude and kind of stole his shit, but it works flawlessly. Like, you would think that like just random, you wouldn't think that organization whenever you do shit on a computer was that important, but it truly is one of the most fucking important things whenever it comes to working, finding things, as well as like motivation to get in there and edit. Ever since I like changed up my structure of my files and got more organized, dog, I've been well, as you see, I've been like actually making these videos these past couple of days and getting into it. So that's one thing. I guess I'll see you boys there. What it do, my boy? I'm back in the fucking studio now. And I figured in my list I had that I wanted to show organization of files on a computer, as well as I'll just show you a little bit of like my process of how I work on this shit, and then we'll talk a little bit about balance. So this is the creation station, boys. The motherfucking iron dojo. Got them fucking Indian sticks burning. You boys gotta show that fucking pride, that heritage pride. Let me plug in the old faithful. I still ain't up on fancy shit. I still don't do no SSD shit because it's too fucking expensive. Let's get... I turned the little light on just so you boys would not be in the dark. Why ain't this shit fucking working? I might have to unplug that light. There we go. Had to directly plug it into the computer where it starts making noise. Look, boom, 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 boom. Buttons. So, normally I have this shut and I'm working up here. Basically, the files are all on this, and I have this folder as my old assets, and it's just a shit ton of random images and old videos whenever I first started. And then this is how I like to organize my shit now. I pretty much copied Sam Hyde's little tutorial on it, and I have a folder that usually is out here on the iCloud preview, but it's called Video Assets. I click that, and I have all of these folders. I have artwork. I don't like fucking Mac. I don't know why I ever bought this stupid fucking computer. I'm used to PC because I used to be a PC gamer. But I have the artwork tab where I'll have like building photos and shit. And so basically in that tab, it'll be things like building fucking photos. All the furniture I build, all the little items, I'll put them in there. Then I have a tab for drawings and paintings. Then logos, miscellaneous shit, and then stock images. Like, these are from a couple of my thumbnails for my videos that I just like took off of Google or whatever. And then documents, things like fonts and scripts and contracts, things I write. I usually don't like to write on the MacBook. I'll write in a notepad with a pencil and paper and then try to decipher the shit because my handwriting is ass. But, oh well. But sometimes it'll go right in there. Next up is footage. We'll close the artwork tab. This is the artwork tab before I get ahead of myself. Is for all still things. The way Sam Hyde puts it, and the reason why I take his advice to heart and actually kind of copy what he showed is that at first I was like real reluctant. I thought the organization thing was stupid, but I was like, you know what? He does this shit for a living. And he's pretty good at it. So let me just try it out. And it seems to fucking work greatly and has actually gotten me the motivated, or not motivated, but kind of inspired to start this creative video type shit again. So next is footage. This is all video stuff. So I got a tab for audio. One of my videos, I use this one. This royalty-free thing. I forgot what video I did use that on. But it was the one where I put like a little skit of me shooting the fucking Tim Ferriss book with a gun. I remember that one. And then I'll put like my own songs that I make in here. And random shit. Like, I'll probably get copyrighted for this, but that fucking, if you know, you know. Some good ass shit. Next up in the audio, I showed in the beginning of the video that I have these pair of Rode mics, so that audio will go in this lav file whenever I transfer it over. But usually I don't have to do that because the way I'm doing, well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like if I choose to do like a voiceover and cut the audio out of a clip and use just that audio and then fill it in with some other footage, I'll do that. But for the most part, it just goes onto the video, like the GoPro or the phone. It plugs in with the USB-C, so normally I don't have to do that. Music, SM7B. Whenever if I do a voiceover or like a video, like the ones where it's like talking head, where I'm just like in here at like 5 in the morning and I'm just yapping away, that's where that'll go. Got some sound effects, like for example, there you go, classic sound effect. That'll go, all that is audio. And then camera captures is what I have for my two cameras that I use, the GoPro Hero 9 or the good fucking better camera than this fucking $400 son of a bitch, the iPhone camera. So in the GoPro section, I have some of these. I haven't used the GoPro in a while. A lot of my earlier videos were shot on the GoPro, but then I just realized that it's so much easier whenever I'm out on the go doing shit to do it on the iPhone. So a lot of my old GoPro footage is in old assets and I haven't sorted through it yet. But here are some of them, like the one I put in my video from yesterday. There's your boy using the saw and the joiner. So there's that. Then there is the iPhone footage. And then I have another section for old stuff that I have sorted through. And then I have like stock footage. This is something that I don't really use that much because a lot of my videos I'm not out here doing like trying to keep retention or any of that stupid ass shit where I gotta put in like, oh, while I'm talking, let me put in some fucking like clip art stock video of some guy doing this and doing that. It seems kind of gay. I did that in one video or two videos. The alcohol video I did that in. If you go back and look up like my alcohol video as well as the absurd desensitization of violence, I made real fancy like that with all that shit whenever I was still figuring out how to edit. Then YouTube downloads again, nothing really in there because I don't use it. Then the outbox, I'll put things like YouTube thumbnails. Again, this is pretty much verbatim what Sam Hyde does. I've just made the folders for them whenever it happens, but like my old thumbnails, I haven't sorted through them yet, but I put those in there. Or if I ever get a hair up my ass to use Photoshop again, I'll do that and put them there. Then my actual projects from Photoshop or Premiere, I like to organize them into that, because if you don't, then they all go into like the whatever year version of Photoshop. You have to go to the fucking Photoshop, then the folder, then find like 23.0 or 22.0 and like click through it and search, and it's all just a clusterfuck. So that's the folder. I do a similar thing with the music. My music is on an iCloud folder. This, I have it separated into, this one isn't as organized, but I have two projects with two different seeds, lots of unreleased music, little bad words in that son of a bitch. I don't know if you boys caught that or not. Yeah, that's pretty much that. And it's really important to find a balance with this shit. For the stroke of luck or something, bad luck or good luck, I feel like a lot of our interests come with us discovering certain things we find interesting. And you could have some bad luck and like the person you find super interesting at like 17 or 18 years old when you're heavily impressionable and people are like pressuring you with what you want to do with the rest of your life. You might have a stroke of bad luck and that person it for you could be like fucking Juice World or Little Peep or some like degenerate shit, which music is alright, I guess, but like the lifestyle and all this, and you mold yourself. For me, unluckily, it was the Kevin Parker and like these like music people that do the whole process to the point where I gotta have like fucking guitars and drums and keyboards standing up and all this shit. Costs a lot of fucking money that I wish I had now, but I got the tools in place of that. But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing how we find these people. Some people it might be like a Casey Neistat, and then you got a collection of like fucking cameras and lenses and little weird shit. But for me, it was mainly just like the music was the main thing I latched onto. I started and tried with the videos. I'd watch all these like fucking how blah 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 scores and color corrects his video and does all this shit, and it was just kind of, it got boring after a while, and I realized that like filmmaking is like a hobby that I kind of find interesting, but mainly I just like creating content and just like video journaling type things. So yeah, that's pretty much this video. Autistic time management, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. Chase paper, enjoy art and nature, and have a good one, my boy.